Alrighty, what's up everybody, Peter Joseph here for video number 2 on your 2 for Friday. This time, on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching, make sure you like the video, and subscribe to my channels, including this one, and all my other channels down below in the description box. So, do it now. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you pretty much need to slap your face and get put in the hole. Pretty much get put in the hole. But if you're real, good. If you're not, get out of here. And also, share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video. And if you do, you're fucking shit out of luck. And you know what that means. Pretty much. Pretty much it. If you missed it, you missed it. I can't help you. So, go fuck yourselves. And that's pretty much it. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to, but if you wish, you can. And, pretty much it. And if you're watching for the first time, then welcome, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. And if you like what you see, great. Subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell for more, and show my other channels your love and support as well. And that's it. If you don't like it, get out of here. Pretty much it. If you don't like it, get out of here. And if you can't do that simple thing, you're gonna get blocked. So, and if you get all pissy, that's too bad for you, because I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not dealing with your bitching and complaining. Go talk to a therapist or something like that, you know. But it is what it is. But so all the newbies that are watching for the very first time, welcome. My name is Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling and anything else I feel like talking about. Other sports, because wrestling is a sport. Baseball, football, hockey, whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Music, movies, whatever. And like I said, if you like it, great. You know, you can unsubscribe and get the fuck out of here. And subscribe to a guy that has 5 subs. And no videos. It is what it is. Subscribe to somebody else. I don't need your sub, I don't need your comment, but thank you for the view, asshole. And that's pretty much it. We move on with that. Alright, on this not so cold, late Friday night, and you know what that means, time for another video. So, video number 2 on this late Friday night, December the 1st, 2023, or if you're watching this from another time zone, or you're going to be watching this tomorrow, it is now December the 2nd, 2023. We are just about 3 weeks away from Christmas, and the greatest day in the world. And also, we're just about 4 weeks away, about little under a month away now, from the end of 2023. So, the countdown is on, ladies and gentlemen, to Christmas, Hanukkah, I should say, and Kwanzaa, and the end of 2023. So it's gonna go by really quick. So if you blink, you're gonna miss it. Or if you're like Tony Khan and don't blink, you'll still miss it. But it is what it is. We're gonna get through these next 4 weeks of December. Winter is going to be coming up in about 19 to 20 days or so. About under 3 weeks away from the official start of winter. And holiday shopping season's still going right now. It's going to probably pick up in the next 2 weeks. Right before Christmas, it's going to get really busy. And then after that, we're going to, count down the days to the end of the year, and then, that stupid ball drops. I hope it gets stuck, but, it never does, but imagine if it ever did get stuck. We'd still be in 2023! No. It'll never get stuck, because if that ever happened, it will still be 2024. we'll have to go by Japan's time. So, it is pretty much what it is. So, but that's that. And pretty soon we'll be thankful for this year is gone, and then we start fresh. New year, not new year, new me, but fresh start, January the 1st, 2023 at 12 o'clock and 1 second. Pretty much. We're starting a new year, and hopefully 2024 is a better year for some of you than this year. And I hope if it was a great year for you this year, hope you have a great 2024. But we'll get there and we'll talk about it as the weeks come, and we'll see what happens with all that after that. We'll move on. We'll probably as soon as the new year starts, we'll probably talk about the year to come on my respective channels and where we want to go in 2024. But we'll see what happens with that. There might be some changes here and there, but we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens with that. But I'm not leaving, and if I do, I might leave for a little bit, not too long, but hopefully not too long. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, 2024 hasn't started yet, and we'll see what happens with all that, and we move on with that. But hopefully, I got some things I want to do next year. We'll see if I can do some of them, but we'll see. That's that. Alright, enough about that. Bull Funky! That's bullshit for you dumb people who don't know what Bull Funky is. Anyway, check out my video from earlier tonight. Talk about the possibility of Raw going to be on the Turner Broadcasting Network, otherwise known as TNT or TBS, but really, it still could happen. But Nick Khan tried to get on the Warner Brothers Distribution Network, and in October, and it got shot down. So, I mean, we'll see if Warner Brothers just says, "Hey, fuck you, AEW, fuck you, Tony Khan, you're out." I mean, people are saying, "Oh, the CW Network's owned by Warner Brothers." Actually, it's not. Actually, it's run by Nexstar, from what Wrestling Otaku told me. So, it's not. CW is not run by Warner Brothers Distribution. Just letting you know. So you think that Raw is going to be on the Warner Brothers Distribution Network? You are living in a pipe, and you're having pipe dreams. I think it is going to FX or possibly Amazon or Hulu. That'll suck. I really think it should go on FX, because that's worldwide. Well, I don't know worldwide, but nationwide, I know that, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Probably finding out that about Raw, where it's going to go in 2024. We know Smackdown is going to be on the USA Network. What night? Don't know. Thursday or Friday. And NXT will be on the CW11 in October. That's on Channel 11 for all you dumb people at home, and we don't even know what night that will be on. So, all your CW shows that you all know and love probably be changed due to NXT, whatever night that might be on. But knowing, Nick Khan and Hunter, Paul Levesque, hey, let's put NXT on Wednesday nights and have the AEW NXT War. I think that might be a bad idea. Might be, because, well, the thing is, if it does go to Wednesday nights, we have the Wednesday Night War. I think AEW has a pretty much good shot to beat NXT again in the ratings next year. But, there'll be some preemptions with Dynamite going on a Tuesday night because of hockey. And we really don't have to worry about Rampage and Collision. That's Friday night. Usually that's around Smackdown time. Unless Smackdown goes to Thursday nights, then AEW can win on Friday nights because there's nothing on. But we'll see what happens when we get to 2024 and where and when, not where, but when SmackDown and NXT will be on the air, and where Monday Night Raw could not be Monday Night Raw. It could just be Raw going wherever it's gonna go. But I'm heavily leaning to FX. That Raw is gonna go on FX. So if you have FX, you should have, most of you should have FX. If you don't, I don't know what cable package you got. I mean, I got it because I got the rich man's dish. I got 2 FX channels, FX and FX Plus. I don't think I have a third one. I think it's FX HD. But I think I have to pay for that one. But not that I watch it though. But I do watch FX at times. But I do have the channel, which is good. And I do have Hulu. I do have a subscription to Amazon Prime. So I can watch Monday Night Raw, or even if I have to pay for that part to get Raw, and might have to pay for it, which sucks. But still, I can just watch it on the old the desktop and watch it on a legal stream. I don't give a shit. But I like to watch the actual real show on TV, but everything's now moving to streaming services like Paramount and Disney Plus and Hulu and Amazon Prime, Peacock, But I mean, it's better off that it's on actual cable. Or, well, with SmackDown, it's going to be on, your local TV channel. Whatever the CW network is in your area. But my area is Channel 11, so we'll see what happens with that. So check out the video. Link will be down below in the description box, or you can just go on my Peter effing Joseph channel. And it's right there on the homepage. And that's pretty much it for that. Alright, I wanted to do SmackDown and Rampage tonight, but I am dead tired, so I'm just going to do SmackDown tonight. I would do Rampage and Collision tomorrow night after Collision. So, got that, but I will do early tomorrow afternoon. I would do I'll do Ring of Honor right here on the channel, and then later on right here on the channel again, I would do Rampage and Collision once again for like the 6th week in a row. I mean, it doesn't matter if I do SmackDown and Rampage like I used to do, or do Rampage and Collision in one video, but but it pretty much is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, on video number 2 on YouTube for Friday. Thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Peter Joseph. If you didn't know that by now you do. So, welcome to the Kill Demons channel, and sit back, relax, enjoy it. And if not, get the fuck off. But it is time for your late night. We're getting close to late night WWE Smackdown review for December the 1st, 2023. We are emanating live from my neck of the woods. That's Brooklyn, New York. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? I would sing Biggie's song, but I don't remember half the lyrics. I got 787s for nothing. My slow flow's remarkable. Peace to Mateo. Now we smoke weed like Tony Mateo. Biggie Smalls, the millionaire mansion, the yacht. Whatever. Big ups to Biggie Smalls, and the great man that he is, Biggie. And oh yeah, Tupac too. Yeah, but they're somewhere around like Korea or something. I don't know. You know, Tupac's still alive somewhere. His hologram, his soul is somewhere. Biggie's probably like hanging out in Harlem or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But that was good stuff back in the day, man. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of rap right now, because pretty much rap sucks right now, besides, like, people like Cardi B, and, Megan Thee Stallion. That's all I really listen to, if I, in the rap game. And, besides if Jay-Z ever came out with a new record, or, 50 Cent, or Eminem. Like good rappers, not mumble rappers. But that's the good stuff, man. Biggie, Tupac, Snoop Diggity Dogg, and, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, Wu-Tang. Good stuff. The good stuff, not this shit. I'm like, what? Right, I'd rather listen to Chris sing no, instead of like somebody like Jelly Roll or I don't know who, like Lil Wayne, like what are you talking about? But I rarely will listen to some rap now. I mean, if I feel like listening to some Biggie, I'll throw on some Biggie. You know what I mean? But most of the time, it's all about, all about that bombastic rock and roll. When people play that electric twanger and scream their ass off. That's the real music right there, my friends. It's all about this, and not about, not about the west side or the east side. Well, it's all about heavy metal, man. It's all about it. Heavy metal's a fucking religion. It's a lifestyle. Kind of like wrestling too, but it's all about heavy metal, my friends. If you listen to country music, I mean, good for you. I just think it's stupid and boring. Oh, this metal is satanic. No, metal's a lifestyle, dude. Have you seen anybody go on YouTube and say, "Oh, Garth Brooks changed my life. He saved my life"? I'm like, what? Country music saves somebody's life. That's great. But everywhere you go, you can go on YouTube and you can YouTube this and even Google it. Or go on social media. There's like a lot of stories about people that like me that suffer from depression and anxiety and many other mental disabilities, and they put on like Judas Priest or Black Sabbath or Ozzy, even in this moment, and it saved their lives from the pit of despair, like suicide, the cardinal sin, and it's changed their lives, and the lyrics and just the great people that sing those great tunes are, they're just like you and me. They suffer from depression and anxiety. I mean, David Draymond, we all know that. Jonathan Davis went through it too. Of the mighty Korn. I mean, every metal person you know probably deals with has dealt with or is still dealing with depression and anxiety, which is probably what the number one mental illness right now. But you threw on some fucking Slayer or any heavy metal band or even some classic rock too. I mean, you can throw on some Poison. I don't care. Let's throw on some Poison. Why not? But yeah, music does save the soul. But Biggie saved my life. I mean, it's great, but okay then. Okay, Biggie saved your life and maybe probably turned you into a gangster, but not you, Jerome. Motherfucker. Okay, stop. Anyway, but yeah. I mean, heavy metal changed my life, man. When I first started in the metal realm, first band I actually, not even the first band, actually, the first band I listened to was Metallica. That was way, like, I started listening to Metallica during the And Justice for All era. From like 80, probably around 87, 86, 87, up to now, basically. But the first actual metal artist was Ozzy, of course. I mean, come on. I didn't know about Black Sabbath until like right on the No More Tears stuff. Like, oh, he was in Black Sabbath? I didn't even know what Black Sabbath was. And then I started hearing like the early stuff with Randy Rhoads and blah 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 blah, and then I'm almost 47. I've been listening to metal for almost half of it. I mean, I grew up on 80s music. The 80s. I mean, the 80s is the greatest decade in the world, the greatest music in the world, the greatest TV shows and movies and all that shit. But I grew up on the 80s stuff. But I did listen to some pop music like Michael Jackson and Madonna, all that stuff. The 80s freestyle, good stuff, man. Still, once in a while, I'll listen to some TKA, some freestyle dance music. And yeah, I break away from, listening to, metal bands like Nickelback and Creed. I mean, yeah, I listen to Nickelback and Creed. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Because you probably listen to it too. But yeah, I branch away. I listen to some pop music like Justin Timberlake, NSYNC. I like the pop stuff, Lady Gaga. I mean, I listen to Lady Gaga so much. I mean, it's crazy. I'll listen to some, reggaeton, with Pitbull and Don Omar. I'll listen to some Bad Bunny here and there. Not because of Issa, but, I mean, I knew about Bad Bunny way before, way before I even knew Issa, to be honest with you. I knew about reggaeton in like the 2000s, with Nina Sky and all those great, Don Omar and all those other great, Daddy Yankee, and all those great freaking reggaeton people. I mean, I don't listen to Bad Bunny a lot. Like I'm it's like religiously, like Issa would. But once in a while, I'll throw on some reggaeton. If I feel the need to dance and everything, I feel nostalgic and I want to dance. You know what I want to do? Dance. I'm gonna stand back. No. Okay. But, I'll listen to some disco every once in a while, Donna Summer and ABBA, the Dancing Queen, young and mean, she's only 17. That's the Mrs. stuff. She's the disco queen, but, But it is what it is. I listen to classic rock stuff like Poison and Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Cinderella, all the 80s stuff. Black Sabbath, I'll listen to Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. Every once in a while, Dio, Iron Maiden. I didn't like Iron Maiden. I really like maybe a couple, the only song we all know and love is, Run to the Hills, I hated him because of, Dickinson, when he did the Sharon Osbourne, I should say. Then he got egged on stage, rightfully so. I was like, oh, fuck Maiden, like, one song by Maiden is great, besides, two songs, I should say. Run to the Hills and The Trooper. And then, 3 songs, I should say. Number of the Beast. 666, Number of the Beast. But now it started to get into the, this moment, the Iron Maiden catalog. I love, Stranger in the Strangeland. It's fucking epic. That opening guitar riff is just like, It's my dick hard thinking about playing it, but you know what I mean, such a great riff. Wasted Years, another great song I love. Fear of the Dark. Hallowed Be Thy Name, the original, not that version per se, I like the Cradle of Filth version. That's another great band, by the way. I found New Year's Day, I didn't even know who they were. I mean, I saw them on YouTube a lot. Especially the Angel Eyes video with Chris Motionless. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, okay, another female-fronted band. I was like, I didn't know Ash Costello. Then I was like, okay. It started, getting catchy, because I used to, play it every, once in a while I hit New Year's Day. Play Angel Eyes, and just play it, and it was, so freaking good, and freaking Ash Costello's, a freaking goddess. Not Maria Brink goddess, but, She's good. She's my sweetheart. And Ash doesn't want me to say wash anymore, which is funny. I actually asked her that question. She did a Q&A, a live Q&A. I said, it's like, hey, Ash, can I stop calling you Wash from now on? She's like, oh yeah, Peter, stop calling me that. You can stop. I love her, man. I love Ash Costello, man. I'm trying to get in their next music video, but what happened? Who knows? You never know. I mean, if I could be in this moment's video, I got 2 million hits, by the way. I could be in New Year's Day's new video and probably get like, I won't get it's 2 million hits, but I love to be in their next actual music video, whatever that song will be. They already have Hurts Like Hell and Vampire out as videos. And a new song, Secrets, I don't know if they're gonna do a video for that, but yeah, I would love to be in another in this moment video, be able to be live or actual video, or a New Year's Day video or live. I like to be in a motionless and white video, just, you know how they do. Some of those videos are just like out of this world. I had a chance to be in an actual In This Moment video besides Closer, the 2 million hits one. I could have been in, what you call it? I could have been in, Welcome to the Gun Show, but I had to travel over to, California, and I didn't have the money, so at the time, and wasn't, didn't have that much money to go, so, and I was hoping that they would pay for my flight. I could, me and the missus could have went. Not that she would have been in the video, but yeah, maybe she would have. I don't know. But it is what it is. I mean, I've been on DVDs with In This Moment, so the acoustic show that I almost kind of ruined, but was on that, and then I was on Star Course Wasteland, the deluxe edition, doing the Q&A. You see my name. You don't see me personally. You see my gorgeous face, but you see my name. But I was still on there, and you weren't. But I met the man more times than I met Ozzy. Actually, he's crazy. They know and love me. Well, Ozzy knows who I am, though. Do I have to pull it out? Yeah, I'm going to pull it out. I'll pull it out again. Oh, that's what she said. No, I'm not pulling it out, But dude, does this look photoshopped to you? No, it's an actual photo. Close, damn it. Hey. Sometimes my drawer won't close. But anyway, yeah. There's your proof, my friends. I met Ozzy. And I met so many other bands. I mean, you can go to my Facebook page, and I met so many fucking bands. It's just insane. But I digress on that. I fucking digress about my great life that I live. I'm blessed to be part of in the music business. But, will I ever be in another music video? Who knows? Who knows? Right place at the right time. You never know. I haven't gone to a concert in getting close to 4 years now. Well, going on 4 years. I've already been 3. No, actually, it's almost 5 years, I should say. Going on 5. I think the last one I went to was right before the no. What was the last one I even went to? I don't even. Well, besides the ones in my area that I go to, the actual, if I went to an arena or the Hammerstein Ballroom, the last one I went to the Hammerstein Ballroom was In This Moment, New Year's Day, and Lizzie Hale. I met all 3 of those gorgeous ladies. But it is what it is. But, you know, I'm blessed to be in the business. I'm just saying like that. But yeah, I go to some local gigs here and there. Probably be going to a lot of gigs next year. Whether it be an actual, metal show, or just go down to whatever bar I go to in New York City or in my area. Just listen to some Isley Brothers tunes. No, I'm just kidding. This is some good, good bands and stuff. Kick some ass. I mean, it is what it is, but that's what I do. That's what I love. I love doing it, and I love working in it, and I'm happy. That's that. Alright, now, enough about that bull funky. So I talked way more than enough. Alright, so let's get to Smackdown from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Alright, so, as always, on Friday Night Smackdown, we got our commentary team of Mitchell Cole, Corey Slave, and that idiot, Kevin Patrick Milev. Alright, so we got all that. So Smackdown from Brooklyn was decent. Wasn't great, but still. Still got about a month to go till the Royal Rumble. So anyway, the main highlight of SmackDown was the return of Randy Orton and his Monotonous Voice! So we have all that. Interesting final segment with Randy, and and a certain wise man. But it is what it is. All right, so let's start this off. All right, so we start off SmackDown with a little bit of a what do we start with here? Okay, let me get my notes here. There we go. All right, so we start off with Bianca Belair. She's Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. That's actually her fucking hair. She's Bianca Belair. So she comes out swinging her goddamn hair, and she comes out and says it's very cool to be one of the best boroughs in the greatest city in the world, Brooklyn, New York. Oh, you know it. You know it. Brooklyn is the number one. Yeah, fuck the Bronx. You know why we say fuck the Bronx, right? Yankee fans. I know the Mets live in Queens, but you know, Brooklyn is and will always be the greatest borough in New York. I don't care what anybody says. But anyway, stories about last week. Damage Control tried to take her and her team out, and then she mentions a little bit about War Games, and her team came together. You know, Becky and Charlotte, mended their little beef, and they did what they said they were going to do. So she shouts out her girl Becky Lynch for coming through and showing out. Gives Shotzi a shout out for her guts and her passion, and then gives a special shout out to another one of her girls, Horseface Charlotte Flair, for being a bigger person and making that call to Becky. So basically it's like, well, what are we going to do now? Well, Bianca's like, well, my war with Damage Control is far from over, and talks to Io, my third wife Io, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and basically says, Io, I'm not done with you yet. I want my belt back. Blah, 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 blah. Let me just shut that up. Okay, before something happens. Alright, so, Damage Control minus Bayley. Interesting. They come out. So, Dakota Kai and the Black Lotus Triad of my three Asian hotties, Asuka, Io, and Kairi. They come out looking, so amazing. So Dakota Kai gets on the mic, says, oh great, Bianca, you got all these people in Brooklyn to cheer for you, yay! And then she says, Io told her that Brooklyn smells, and it's disgusting. Come on, baby. Come on. You like my bedroom, though. I mean, just ask your sisters, Kyrie and Asuka. I mean, they love Brooklyn, you know. I love Japan. I love the sushi, too. But anyway, you know, Io getting the cheap heat. Anyway, so then she says, Io also says that you're in way over your head. She's beat you twice, so you want to go for 3? Why not? So Dakota's like, well, Bianca, if you want another title shot against Io, you have to go through all of us to do it. So I'm like, oh, great. So Bianca's like, you know what? That's nothing new. Who wants to go first? Asuka, you want to go first? You want some? I'm like, oh, you don't want to get Asuka first, dude. Asuka's like, ooh, me kick your ass first. Then we have sushi. No. So we get all that. So then, Horseface, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi come out. And Charlotte's like, hey, Io, I'm not the only one coming for your belt. I'm like, shut up. And then she's like, I would love to go through all of Damage Control. And then Shotzi's like, you know, seems like there's enough Damage Control to go around. And then they go in the ring, we have a big cat fight! Where's Joey Styles when I need him? Cat fight! So we get that, and pretty much the faces, they win that little cat fight. I thought there was going to be a 6-person tag team match later on. No. Obviously, we did not get a Teddy Long special. Because later on, we're going to have Kyrie going up against Bianca Belair. In Kyrie's first one-on-one match in a long time. And did not go the way I wanted it to, so I don't understand how you have Kyrie in her first official one-on-one match and you get that ending. But I think we kind of knew it with the storyline, with Bayley probably getting kicked out pretty soon. Probably before the Rumble at this point, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright. Then we go to break, we come back, where we see Damage Control, you know, licking their wounds, per se. And then, Bayley! Give me a hug. Don't give me a hug. Bayley's like, hey, what happened? What happened out there? You didn't tell me. I was like, where were you? Well, you didn't tell me I was that kind to come out. Oh, now we gotta tell you? Okay, Bayley. So they start yelling at Bayley for not being out there. But Kyrie, trying to be the voice of reason, says, oh, Bayley-san, I would appreciate it if you would help me in my match tonight. Bayley's like, okay. And then Io says something in Japanese, well, I don't even know what she said. But in reality, you know what she said? Bitch! That's what she said. Bitch! And then Asuka's like, Baka! You know it's coming. You know that's gonna be coming. They're gonna talking to Bayley in Spanish, in Japanese, and Asuka's like, Baka, 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 Baka! And freaking Io's like, bitch! Kyrie's like, I don't know. Kyrie's like, you disrespect us! We'll kill you! The Black Lord is crying! Ah! Ha ha! I can't wait for those shirts to come out. I cannot wait. I am going to definitely get it. If I have the money, I'm going to definitely get one of them. I have to, man. I mean, I get one from Asuka and Io, but I'd rather get the Black Lotus Triad as like a faction. Probably next year. Probably when they actually form the fucking group. It's coming though. Pretty soon. That shirt's going to be coming out. But we move on. Alright, so I gave that little segment 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to match number 1 on your scorecard. We have the Almighty Bobby Lashley with the Street Profits, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins. Well, he goes 1-on-1 with the only member of the Brawling Brutes that's left, and that's Butch. Pete fucking Dunne. Lashley cuts a promo before the match, tells Butch that he's gonna break him until get you pieces, like, Pink Floyd. So Butch is like, well, fuck you, I wanna fight! Psh, smacks Lashley in the face. I'm like, oh, no, you didn't! By the way, Lashley's gear, loved it. It looked like the Gold Ranger almost. With that gear, it was great. And then they come out and go like this. We are the nation of masturbation for the culture. Anyway, that was kind of cool they did this. I was like, Nation of Domination 2.0. Okay. Alright, so a little back and forth match. Butch starts with a running pump kick, then transitions into a corner mount, ground and pound on Bobby. Bobby with a vertical toss, launching Butch into the air. And Butch has to recover. Lashley comes in with a corner clothesline. And then he sends Butch into the turnbuckle. He's really beating the living bejesus out of Butch. And eventually Butch comes back with a drop kick, sending Lashley to the floor. Then a flying knee. Then a moonsault off the ring apron. And then he follows it up with the Orihara moonsault. Orihara. Gesundheit. Bless you. Anyway. Bobby regains control during the break. As always, during the break, the heels come back. Just remember that. So Bobby comes back with a corner spear. Then a snap vertical suplex. He starts posing. I am the Almighty. Then he starts messing with Butch. His Butch's hair. Okay, we got that. Then we continue on. A little bit more back and forth. But we're getting to the end. And Butch starts bending Lashley's fingers. I'm like, eek! Then he stomps on the left elbow of Bobby. Then he hits the, I'm going to have a problem with this name, Shiranui? Where did these names come from? Probably from Japan, right? Probably. So, he hits the Shiranui, whatever that is, for a near fall. Then some hammer and anvil elbows, like the Blackpool Cock Club. But then Bobby comes back with a running power slam, circa JYD. For a near fall. Then he starts talking smack to Butch, like, you're nothing! But then Butch gets up, slaps Lashley in the chest. And then Lashley's like, alright, you wanna fuck with me? I'm gonna hit an inside-out lariat, turning Butch 360. But then Butch comes back with a drop kick. But eventually, Lashley came back and finished Butch off with that big-time spear of his. 1, 2, 3, Bobby Lashley gets the win. And that's pretty much it. And Michael Cole on commentary is saying, well, Butch is on his own island now. Ridge Holland left him. Sheamus is still hurt. We don't know when he's coming back. But I think it's gonna be the eventual Pete fucking Dunne Bruiserweight. The Bruiserweight. He's gonna be coming back pretty soon. About freaking time. How long has Pete Dunne been Butch? Like a year or two? At least about a year or so? I miss Pete fucking Dunne, man. I do. It's the same person! I know. I meant the Pete fucking Dunne character. I'm not a big fan of Butch. I like saying that, but Butch. But it's like, whoosh! But we move on. Alright, so Bobby gets the win. And the match you get 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Then we get a video recap of the men's War Games match, which saw Team Cody beat Team Judgment Day, and the return of Randy Orton as Monotonous Voice! But then he got upstaged by a guy named Phil. That bitch. Anyway, we move on. Oh, so we got that. Then we go into the office of the Smackdown General Manager, Nick Aldis, and he's going over some paperwork. Maybe going on his little, probably tweeting. Who knows? Probably maybe he's talking to Mickey James. I don't know. But anyway, then the wise man. My name is Paul Heyman. He walks in and tells Mr. Heyman, well, the wise man, that he's planning to sign Randy Orton to an exclusive Smackdown contract later tonight. And then Paul's like, well, does the Tribal Chief know about this? So Nick Aldis like, well, all communications with Roman Reigns must go through the wise man. Then Nick Aldis says, I'm going to sign Orton, and if I have to offer up the entire bloodline to make it happen, so be it. Then he wants to know what Heyman's going to do about it. And then Paul Heyman's like, anything it takes to get him off SmackDown, to get him away from the Tribal Chief. Not that it matters, because Roman will smash Randy at the Rumble anyway. It writes itself, I'm telling you, it writes itself. Roman's gonna destroy freaking Orton, and then, the schmuck Cody probably win the Elimination Chamber, and then he'll lose again at WrestleMania, because this streak ain't ending at WrestleMania, not to that schmuck Cody Rhodes. No! But it's definitely not gonna end thanks to a guy named Phil Brooks. I don't care if it's in his contract. Roman's gonna smash him. Like he did before Punk left in 2014. Remember that? Remember when Punk fought Roman when Roman was in the Shield? Roman fucked him up. Sent him good night. Get out, you're out of here. That's what Roman's going to do again next summer. Most likely next summer. Gonna smash, stack, pin, and send Phil Brooks back to his apartment with with AJ. That's it. Goodbye. Go home. Don't come back now, you hear? I really don't want Cody or CM Punk to beat Roman. No. I can't. I don't. If that happens, I'm gonna fucking riot. And me and my friend Mark, we're gonna riot. If we don't get what we want. You tell him, Hunter. But it is what it is. Alright, so we'll see what happens later on in the night with Randy Orton and the Wise Man. We'll see what happens with that. And speaking of, Mr. Roman Reigns, he's coming back 2 weeks from tonight. Well, in 2 weeks. December 15th, he will be on SmackDown. Maybe to say, hey, Randy! You say Daddy's back? Well, I'm Daddy. I'll make you my bitch. That's our real daddy, my friends. The WWE is basically Roman's bitch. Smacking everybody around. Smash, stack, pin, fuck them up. And that's what he's going to do to Randy at the Rumble. Fuck him up. Yeah, I know that Solo and Jimmy going to try to get involved. And, they're probably going to get RKOs. And then, he's going to turn his back. Next thing you know, spear. 1, 2, 3. Done. Bye, Randy. Go to the Elimination Chamber and win. Go win a rematch at the Elimination Chamber. Go ahead. Steal from Cody. Because we don't want to see Cody at Mania. We don't. I don't want Cody Roman 2. I don't want to see it. It's too stupid. Why are we gonna do another back-to-back type match? I mean, what is this, freaking Rock Cena? Those two matches they had from 28 and 29? I don't want to see that. Or Taker and HBK. Those 2 years they did that? Back-to-back, great matches, but still, I don't want to see Roman and Cody again. I don't. And probably by that time, Roman will be Solo will probably say, well, fuck you, Roman. Jimmy will go to Raw to be with Jay, probably get the tag team titles. Roman to be on his own island with Paul Heyman. And then he'll be all alone, and then maybe by the summer, this ain't Paul Heyman might turn on Roman. Roman will turn face. Will he be champion? Hopefully. But, I mean, that's probably how the story, this whole Bloodline storyline is finally going to end. The reign of terror that Roman is on is finally going to end either next April or next summer. But I'm hoping it doesn't. I want it to go forever! But, I know all things come to an end, eventually do come to an end, but I don't want it to be Cody, I don't want it to be Punk. I want it to be somebody else, like somebody new. Not Cody. Cody's not new. Cody's old, washed up garbage right now. And pretty much CM Punk, you're pretty much the same thing. Washed up, damaged goods. Give me somebody new to beat Roman, like a Braun Breaker, or maybe a Carmelo Hayes. Maybe who knows? Maybe a Randy Orton, but that's old news too. But give us somebody new to win the title. Not Punk. Not Cody. Not Randy. Give us somebody new, please. Not the same regurgitated bullcrap. I'm just saying. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then we go to the back where we have the lovely Kayla Braxton. Backstage with Butch. Doesn't know why Ridge Holland walked out on him last week, well, last couple weeks. He says, I need to focus on myself right now, because, Sheamus is gone, I don't know when he's coming back. So that's that. So he walks down the hall and runs into the Yes Boys! My good friend Elton Prince, Elton Strong, my friends, and Kit Wilson. So they come in and basically, badmouth Butch, and basically, they tell Butch, this should be a learning moment. Not like Andre Chase, a teachable moment, but... And then, they tell him that, and then they basically fuck Butch up, throw him into, like, some, production equipment, leave him laying, they go, ooh! Like, yes, boys! Yeah. There you go. Alright, so Butch, you're on your own freaking island now, boyfriend. But I bet you next week we'll get like Butch versus Elton Strong or Butch versus Kit Wilson, and Butch will get his butt kicked again. Butch. And that's that. So let's see what happens with all that. So I get a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we move on. Alright, back to the action we go. Match number 2. We do go to the back once again with Kayla talking to Santos Escobar. And who basically says, I put Raul Mendoza on the shelf. Ray's not coming back. Carlito's gone. Now I'm gonna put Joaquin Wild, Mr. DJZ, Zima Ion. I'm gonna put him on the shelf. There's nobody gonna be left in the LWO. So that's that. He goes through the curtain. His music plays. All right, so we get match number 2. Santos Escobar taking on DJZ, Joaquin Wild, by himself. Pretty good, decent match, not great. Get a few flippy dippity news. We go through the match, and it was pretty much back and forth. Eventually, Joaquin Wild started to come back. He hits a roll-through DDT for a near fall. Then Santos comes back with a super kick. Then he connects with a Phantom Driver. 1, 2, 3. Santos Escobar is your winner. Match you gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Santos transitions into some ground and pound. And then Dragon Lee, who Santos beat at the Survivor Series, he comes out and makes a save. And then Santos tries to attack from behind like he did to Carlito, messing up his shoulder last week, about a week or so ago. But Dragon Lee saw it and starts beating the fuck out of Santos, who then reverses out of a Irish whip from Dragon Lee, but then Dragon Lee comes back with a head scissors takeover, then a corner hesitation drop kick, and then he sweeps the leg down your son of Santos, and then his combination Cablon, whatever that is, and then he finishes off Santos with the Shibata dropkick. So there you go. So we're probably going to see a rematch with Dragon Lee and Santos. We'll see what happens with all that. And we move on with all that. But still, a pretty decent match. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Santos still on a roll right now. Alright, after that, we go once again into Nick Aldis' office, where the Raw General Manager, Adam Pearce, comes in, and he has a contract of his own for Randy Orton, and he says, I'm trying to figure out if you're trying to take Randy away from his home, Monday Night Raw, and then Pearce says that he's going to join Nick Aldis in the ring, and we'll see who Randy signs with, Raw or SmackDown. I think we know the answer. Like I said, it writes itself. That's it. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we see Nick Aldis with Logan Paul in the back. So Logan Paul comes out for this segment called the Champion Disruptor. The fuck is that? Anyway, so Logan comes out to booze, drinking that garbage fucking Prime. Ugh. I did taste it. It's nasty. Fucking nasty, dude. I don't know how anybody can drink that shit. Oh, you drink Bang. I don't drink Bang. I did try Bang. Bang is like, it's alright. Nothing great, depending on what flavor you get. Usually I get the fruit punch one, which is pretty damn good. Cotton candy one's good too. But I tried the cola one. That tasted like flat soda. Ugh. Ugh. Like with more sugar in it. Ugh. Garbage. But, man, the only thing I drink is Monster, which is religious. Rockstar energy drink, fruit punch, or watermelon. And I drink G4, G Fuel, whatever it's called. On occasion, not that. But mostly it's Monster and Rockstar. But I haven't had one of those in a while. Next time I go shopping, I gotta get some. Probably be next week when I go shopping. But I'm gonna go down to my local Target because it has a lot of fucking Rockstar. They have the original one, which I'm not that fond of. I don't really drink the original one. It's like drinking the original Monster. But I mean, Monster. I like almost every flavor of Monster except for those the original and the I think the zero sugar one. Pepsi. The drink of champions, my friends. But I digress. So yeah, Prime tastes like shit. Not that I tried shit, but you know, it just doesn't taste good at all. And it fucks you up. Well, any energy drink will fuck you up. I should know because when I went to the Rockstar the Rockstar Mayhem tour, they had a whole tent with all the Rockstar fucking flavors you could probably think of. They had orange, fruit punch, cola. Me and Rose had a ball, man. We're like freaking drinking it. I drank all drank the fruit punch one first. Then you know, we're just hanging around. We're like, I'm thirsty. You know, orange one down the pipe. Then the cola one down the hatch it went. Next thing I know, I think it was right. It was right after Stained. I think the headliner was Rob Zombie or Godsmack. I forget who was the headliner on that show, but you know, I think it was right after Stained. I was like, damn, I gotta go to the fucking bathroom. Holy shit. I mean, literally, I was about to, you know, poop my brains out, and You know, when you go to a festival or any type of concert, they have a long-ass fuck line. I'm like, and I'm online, I'm waiting, I'm trying to, I didn't really want to hold it in, because God forbid, I wanted to shart myself. Shit in my pants. I know, too much information, I know, sorry. But, eventually I found a stall, and it smelled like crap, and I'm like, fuck. So, I just like, pfft. Everybody heard it, I don't give a shit. I'm like, goddamn. I go, I finish, my stomach was like garbage, thankfully I got back by the time, Godsmack went on, and Lamb of God, I think was, too. Eventually, I came back, thankfully, because, the set time was like 15 minutes. I ran to the bathroom real quick. I was like, I'll be right back! Ran to the bathroom, waited, came back with time to spare before the next band came on. And I was like, ugh. I was hoping I didn't have to go again, but thankfully I didn't. But like I said, those energy drinks fuck you up. Especially you're whatever, That's why I don't drink them like a lot. I drink them in moderation, like drinking alcohol. Drink in moderation. But we move on. All right, enough about that. All right, so after that, we go to Logan Paul for this weird, stupid segment. And it says, to everyone who stabbed me in the back, to every hater who preyed on my downfall, he's like, where are you now? You still suck, Logan Paul. And your brother does suck, too. Anyway, you're a Gilmore Cutter away from, being extinct. So, same. Anyway. He's like, don't you guys get it by now? The more you hope I fail, the harder I work. And the harder I work, the more I win. And the more I win, the more I get to stand up here and say, let's go. Blah, 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 blah. Says everybody in the back is jealous. And, you guys are mad because you've been doing this your whole life. I'm the fastest rising star in WWE history. Lie. He's like, you want this belt? Of course you do, because it's all my junk for so long. I'm like, we didn't need all that. And if somebody takes that belt off you, they're gonna fucking disinfect that crap. Who knows what you've done with that belt? I don't want to know. I know you sleep with it, you shower with it. Probably did a Brad Maddox to the belt too. Came on the belt like Brad Maddox did to the NXT Women's title back in the day. You desecrate that belt, dude. But I digress. Then he's like, well, since I'm a champion, I need some challengers. Well, since Ray is injured, I couldn't give him the rematch that he wants. So he's like, I talked to Nick Aldis, and guess what? We get a goddamn tournament to determine the next challenger, an 8-man tournament, which starts next week, and the winner faces Logan Paul, probably at the Rumble. It's gonna be, like I said, eight superstars: Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, Killer Cross, Bobby Lashley, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, Kevin Owens, and a mystery NXT superstar. I wonder who that could be. Mello and Trick should be in that, man. Put them in, man, and luchadors. But then again, I would probably think they'll put maybe some like Axiom. Why? Or maybe Ben Frazier. Why? How about Noam Dar? I would love for Noam Dar to be in that tournament so we could get to see Metaphor, the rest of Metaphor, we get to see Lash Legend get shit done, respectfully, and the beautiful Jakarta Jackson. Oh, respectfully, those hot ebony pieces of ash. Respectfully, though. Respectfully. But it's going to be a mystery, so I don't know when. Oh, I know the tournament starts next week, so I don't know if they're going to do the first round, which is probably the semi. We're pretty much the quarterfinals. I hate these 8-man tournaments. They start with the quarterfinals, and then like 2 weeks later, we're in the finals. That makes no sense. I'm like, all right. You want to do a tournament? Let's do a 12-man tournament like the G1. What AEW's doing now with the Continental Classic. Let's have 12 men. 12 to 16 people. That's a tournament. 16. 16 are the best you got for the U.S. title. Let's do something like that, like the King of the Ring. But 8-man tournaments are so boring. Because it lasts 2 weeks, basically. 2, maybe 3 weeks at most. Do the same thing with the freaking Iron Survivor Challenge, Iron Survivor qualifying matches, which is basically like a tournament. I can't stand tournaments in wrestling. Depending on, we're in WWE, I cannot stand tournaments at all. At least Tony Khan's kind of doing it right with the Owen Hart Classic. He's doing it with the Continental Classic. That's why Tony Khan's a great guy. Take notes, Hunter! Take some notes, man. These fucking 8-man tournaments, 8-man, 8-women tournaments are boring. And pretty much, the people that are in it, we know the eventual winner. I'm looking at this thing right now. It's probably going to be Kevin Owens anyway. I think Kevin Owens will get the shot at the Rumble, sadly lose. But then I think LA Knight is gonna get the shot at WrestleMania, and he's gonna beat that freaking prick. Yeah! Get his WrestleMania moment, get the United States title, and then he's off and running with that belt. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on with that. Alright, so speaking of, so he says, I guarantee you, whoever wins the tournament, they're going to have a nightmare trying to get the title off me. So speaking of a nightmare, well, my good friend Kevin Owens comes out, Kevin Steen. He says, you want to talk about a nightmare? You're in my ring. And that's a nightmare. He's like, when I first saw you like 10 years ago on that app Vine, we're still talking about Vine, really? He says, back then it only took me 6 seconds to figure out that you're an unbearable jackass. And he's like, you want to talk about junk? The only junk around here is that crap drink you distribute. Thank you, Kev. Thank you. He's like, guess what? I'm here to tell you I'm in the tournament too, so that nightmare is about to end because your days as U.S. champ are numbered there, buddy. And then Logan's like, it's funny, Kev, because you call yourself a prize fighter, but I've been in the ring with the greatest boxer in the world, and if you and I fought 6 seconds, it would be like 5 more than I need to KO you. Ooh, big talk from a guy that knocked out Floyd Mayweather or whoever you knocked out. Big fucking whoop. And then Kev's like, ooh, I'm scared. And he's like, I do like, he's like, you do have one thing I like. You're very clever, but here's the thing. That's another world. This is my world. This is my ring. This is my WWE. Even though it's Roman's WWE. It's my world. It's like, do you understand? And Logan's like, yeah, I'll see about that. Blah, 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 blah. And then, I did it. Grayson Waller comes out with Mr. Austin Theory. Talks some smack. And basically tells Logan that Kevin Owens is a troll. He's trying to get attention. He's not a forward-thinking disruptor like all three of us are. And he's like, oh, we have a lot in common there, Logan. And Austin's like, Kevin, you love punching people in the face, right? Well, look at who you are standing across the ring from, a guy that punches people in the face. And he's like, oh, Logan Paul's gonna knock you the fuck out, just like that. He's like, after Logan is done knocking you out, maybe your days of punching people in the face are pretty much over. And Kevin Owens like, fuck you! Pfft, smacks both of them right in the face with a right jab. And that ends the segment. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. That was that. So we move on. So Logan stays on commentary to bore us half to death. So then we get to Grayson Waller and Kevin Owens, Austin Theory at ringside. Pretty decent match. there's a part of the match where Owens is outside. He throws Grayson into the announce table. Didn't hit Logan Paul or Corey Graves or Kevin Patrick. Damn. And then Theory smashes Kevin Owens' hand on the ring steps. Ow! And really, Grayson, being smart, worked on that injury, and Michael Cole said that Kevin Owens might have a broken hand. That's not good. So Grayson was working on it throughout the match. Kev comes back with a one-arm DDT. Then he hits the Swanton Bomb, some super kicks, a running cannonball. And then Owens gets one in the gut, tries for the stunner. Grayson stops it, stomps on the right hand again. And then he applies the Fujiwara armbar. And Kev got to the ropes to force the break. And then Grayson starts jamming Owens' fingers inside the bottom turnbuckle pad. Ow! Jeez. And then Grayson tries for the punt kick and missed. And Owens rolls up Waller with a fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets the win. Not that it counted. It's not the tournament yet, but Kevin gets the win. And the match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And then that's pretty much it. No aftermath or anything like that. Pretty much Logan was all pissed. He's like, I can't believe he won. La, la, la. Then he looks at a fan. I thought he was going to curse him out. Probably did off air, but well, off the mic, you know. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so Kev gets the win, and we'll see what happens with him in the tournament next week on the program. And speaking of next week on the program, well, before we get to that, we have a video recap of Phil Brooks, CM Punk's return as a Survivor Series and his garbage promo on Raw. And we find out that Mr. CM Punk will be returning to Smackdown next week, as we are getting a Tribute to the Troops special. I thought they already taped that. So, I don't know if this is actually going to be a live version of Tribute to the Troops, or it's just a SmackDown version of the Tribute to the Troops special. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get some good ratings next week with Punk. Yeah, right. If Raw can get 1.88, what do you think SmackDown's going to get? I'd say 2.3 or maybe 2.4 at best. They're not going to pull a 3. I'll be shocked if they pull a 3. But we get all that, and we will move on with that. Alright, then we go to your, main event of the night. Match number 4, Bianca Belair with Charlotte and Shotzi at ringside takes on the Pirate Princess. Kairi Sane with the rest of Damage Control. No Bayley as well. Goes back and forth. Io tells Bayley to stay in the... actually, Bayley does come out, but Io's like, you go to back! We don't want you here. Get out of here. So pretty much, it's also back and forth, but eventually, Asuka trips Bianca from the outside, and then Kairi starts beating the crap out of her. And then Charlotte trips Kairi. Anything you can do, I can do better. So Charlotte trips Kairi right in front of the referee, and the referee's like, horseface, you, Shotzi, you are out of here. And then Asuka's in the ring, dancing, look at me, I'm dancing. What are you doing, Asuka? Why are we dancing? Why are we dancing? You're supposed to be evil. We're forming the triad. Why are you dancing? And Asuka's just dancing. And then the referee sees her, and he's like, oh, Asuka, you're in the ring. Oh, you out of here too. You out. So everybody gets kicked out at ringside. I thought Asuka looked really stupid in the ring. I hate saying that because she's my first wife. Well, there goes the sex later. Well, I digress. But freaking, what was she just doing in the ring? Just dancing, just standing there like, look at me, I'm Asuka. I think she just gets kicked out. She doesn't even do much. He's there. I thought she was going to attack Bianca from behind with the referee. You know, referee's getting rid of Charlotte and Shotzi. And I thought maybe like Asuka was going to blow the mist in Bianca's face or mist and hit Kyrie with the mist. But she just stands there dancing. Like, what are you fucking doing? So everybody leaves the ring, and then we go back and forth. For the rest of the match, Kyrie blocks the glam slam, or jaded, and then she dumps Bianca out of the ring. Kyrie goes for the flying forearm, and Bianca avoided it. Dumps Kyrie ribs first out on the ringside barricade, and then Bayley comes out from the crowd, attacks Bianca behind the referee's back. You know, kind of helping Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie did say, he's like, oh, I would like you to be part of my match. Help me out here, you know. But really, it backfired, and you had one job, Bayley. You had one job. So she helps Kyrie, you know, Kyrie sees her, Bayley's like, oh, go, I'm here to help you. And he's like, give me a high five. Kyrie's like, yeah. And then Kyrie goes up top, try for the insane elbow, but Bianca, with her super Cena strength, picks her up, hits the KOD, 1, 2, 3, fuck! So, Bianca Belair, or as we call her now, Bianca Cena, picks up the win, because Bianca's basically getting the Cena treatment. Sad. Anyway, so Bianca picks up the win, and, well, she beat one member of Damage Control. Now she's got Asuka to get through, and if she beats Asuka, she gets Io for the belt. Not that Io's gonna lose that belt to Bianca. Nope. I think if she does lose it, probably to Bayley, or she might lose it to, I don't know who. Maybe returning Sasha Banks. I mean, we'll see. But there are rumors that Mercedes Moné might come back to help her good friend Bayley out, and then eventually, you know, Charlotte will help her, and then maybe Becky goes to Smackdown, and we get the 4 horsewomen going up against, I guess, the tribe, or maybe just Sasha just comes back, and then Charlotte's basically on Smackdown. So there you go. You got Charlotte. We got 3 out of the 4 horsewomen on SmackDown going up against the Black Lotus Triad. Unless the Black Lotus Triad gets a 4th member, which will probably be Dakota Kai when she is medically cleared to wrestle. But why would you? That wouldn't be a Triad. Triad's 3. You don't need Dakota Kai. Just have Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte go up against the Triad. That's it. You don't need Becky in this whole thing. Just saying. But we'll see what happens with all that as we go in the next week. Alright, so Bianca gets the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then pretty much, nothing after that. But, yeah, pretty much next week, Bayley's going to get a tongue lashing. And it's not going to be good. You're pretty much on your way out. And that's pretty much it. So Damage Control is going to be bye-bye pretty soon. Or it's just going to be, Damage Control with Dakota Kai or whoever is as the leader. Probably be Io as the leader. But I wouldn't even call it Damage Control anymore. Just call it the Black Lotus Triad. Just with Dakota Kai on, like, an outsider. But it is what it is. We get that. Alright, then we go to the final segment of the night. Randy Orton's decision. What is he going to do? Is he going to sign with Raw, or is he going to sign with SmackDown? So it's also with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce arguing in the ring. They're like, oh, he's my boy, you should go to Raw, stuff like that. So Randy Orton has this voice. He comes out, does his pose. And once again, Pearce and Nick Aldis go back and forth, saying, oh, you're better on Raw. No, you're better on SmackDown. And then Adam Pearce is like, if you sign to Raw, I'll give you the winner of Seth freaking Rollins and Jey Uso. So Randy's like, okay. And then Nick Aldis is like, if you sign with me, I'll give you the Bloodline. What is all to say? No. Yeah, basically you're given the bloodline. I can give you the one thing that only SmackDown can give you, whatever that means. Yeah, basically the guys that took you out, meaning Solo, Jimmy, and eventually Roman. So then the wise man comes out. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, things that live in Brooklyn." Hey, that's not nice, Paul. He's like, "My name is Paul Heyman." He does his lines. "And I serve as the wise man for the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns." Go up your ones, motherfuckers. Then he talks about Randy's back after 18 months on the shelf, thanks to Roman and the Bloodline. So Randy comes back. Randy comes back to SmackDown looking for revenge. And he's like, "There will be no RKOs this evening. And there will be no decision made by Randy because the Bloodline is going to make that for you." Told you, it writes itself. So then, Solo Mibuki, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy come out. They storm the ring, and then they start beating up on Randy, and then Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. He comes out and tees off on Solo, sends him tumbling to the floor, but then Solo pulls Eli right out the ring, and then they brawl all the way to the back. So probably see LA Knight versus Solo next week, most likely, but we'll see. I think we might see a tag team match, per se, but we'll see. So we get that. Well, in the ring, Randy attacks Jimmy from behind, hits the Demon DDT, then the so-called RKO, what we call as the Gilmore Cutter, bang! So then Orton decided, it was like, which one should I sign? So it's like, takes the Raw contract, fuck this, whoosh, throws it into probably in the crowd, who knows. Then he signs a smack, he's like, "Don't you dare, don't you, Randy, don't." He's like, signs a SmackDown contract and drops the binder on Jimmy's chest. And Paul Heyman is not a happy camper, and he's like, "Call Roman Reigns." So Roman will be back 2 weeks from now to address Randy Orton, most likely. Well, we got that. Alright, so that ends... he signs a contract and tells Paul, "You can call Roman and you can tell him, Daddy's back." Then they're celebrating in the ring with Nick. He celebrates in the ring with Nick Aldis. Then he gives Nick Aldis an RKO, just because. I'm like, that's gonna cause a suspension. So Nick Aldis, you better suspend Mr. Randy Orton without pay. Just saying. But we'll see what happens with that. So, pretty decent ending to SmackDown. And I give SmackDown probably pretty solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment or a video reply down below. And that's pretty much it. And check out my video from earlier today about Raw possibly going on TBS or TNT. Still, it's up in the air. Or they're most likely going on FX or Amazon Prime or Hulu. But we'll see what happens with that in the coming days. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so once again, SmackDown, 7 out of 10 stars. And we'll see what happens next week on a special Tribute to the Troops edition of SmackDown. And then, week after that, our real daddy is back. That's the Tribal Chief. Do up your ones and acknowledge him, because that he is Roman Reigns. That's it. So Roman will be back pretty much in 13 days, my friends. 13 days until Roman comes back. Issa has a flood in her house, but she is a Roman simp. But it is what it is. But we got that. So Roman's going to be back in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens with that. And then, and then we got 2 more live shows. I believe we got 2 more live shows. The 22nd definitely going to be a live show, because it's right before Christmas, and they're taking off Christmas anyway. So Raw, I don't know what they're doing for Christmas Raw or New Year's Day Raw. I don't know if Raw's going to be live after the 18th of December. We'll see. NXT will be taped for the, I believe I think it's going to be taped the 19th and the 26th, or the 26th and January 2nd. And I think New Year's Eve will be January the 9th. And then after that, we're on the road to Vengeance Day, which is the beginning of February. I believe February the 4th, No, February the 3rd, I think. 3rd or 4th of February. And then, pretty much after that, NXT's on the road to the biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend. It's going to be April 6th in the daytime, probably like around 1 o'clock, so it's a long day of wrestling, my friends. Especially with 6 hours of WrestleMania. At least 6. With the pre-show, and then at least 4 or 5 hours of WrestleMania night 1, and then night 2, which will probably be like 4 or 5 hours. And then in between, you probably right around that weekend, probably April the 5th will probably be Supercard of Honor. Probably going head to head with Rampage and Smackdown, but that's a live Smackdown. That's the Hall of Fame too, and that's going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by the way. So Tony Khan's not going to have a good night. Taped Rampage, and who's going to watch freaking Supercard of Honor? I might watch the tail end of that. Maybe watch the Hall of Fame, depending who's in the Hall of Fame. But as we all know, the WWE Hall of Shame will probably put in people that should not even be in there, like Beth fucking Phoenix, the Bella Sluts. Actually put in some good people this year. I mean, it's in Philly. How about putting Paul Heyman in? An all ECW Hall of Fame. I mean, Rob Van Dam's already in. How about put Tommy Dreamer in? Put Terry Funk in by himself. You have to, because he's, posthumously dead now. I would put Bray Wyatt in next year, posthumously, like they did with Eddie Guerrero. I believe they did with Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I think they did with Eddie Guerrero. When he died, next year he's in the Hall of Fame. So, I would do that. Have Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, not Tommy, Paul Heyman. Well, we'll see. Probably something with ECW. And, alright, just had to check something. Do something like with, I would really put, the headliner would be Terry Funk, or Bray Wyatt. But we'll have to see when they announce it right after the Royal Rumble. So about got a little over a month and a half to go before we actually get the first inductee into the 2024 class, 2024 Hall of Fame class. But we'll see what happens. I think if Bray Wyatt goes in, I would really have Eric Rowan come back just for one night to induct him. I don't know who can induct Bray Wyatt, to be honest with you. Well, besides just, Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy. Probably get really the Wyatt family should be in the Hall of Fame. The entire faction. Duke Harper posthumously should be in the Hall of Fame, and Eric Rowan, maybe Braun Strowman, but even though he's supposedly retired as a active wrestler, I mean, I guess now he's like, oh, he's retired. Yeah, put him in the Hall of Fame. Why not? Not that he did much. Besides being a Universal Champion, getting his ass handed to him by Roman. Former tag team champion with a kid. But anyway, I would have Bray Wyatt get inducted by, Bo Dallas. And maybe have JoJo there in the ring with them. That would be nice. And the kids, too. That would be really sad. And then Terry Funk, I would have Paul Heyman induct him. It has to be Paul. I mean, Tommy Dreamer will probably be there because, Terry was his mentor and everything. And Mick Foley would probably... No, I would probably have Mick Foley induct him, because you know how Mick and Terry are. Terry! Oh, nah, it's late! What, Mick, what? What do you want? Why you? It's late. You're waking him up. Cactus, why did you wake me up, you son of a bitch? I'm trying to sleep here. Cactus, you asshole. What do you want? Jerry, I just wanted to induct you to the Hall of Fame. You woke me up for that, Cactus. You asshole. You fucking asshole. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry. Terry, I'm gonna go have a Dorito. You do that, Cactus. I'm gonna go back to bed. Leave me alone. I'm sorry, Terry. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Satire, my friends. Satire. I'm not disrespecting the dead. It's just satire and entertainment. And you love it. You know you do. You're chuckling inside. You are. You're probably clipping it. I don't give a shit. But anyway, yeah, I would have Terry Funk being inducted by Mick Foley. Or Paul Heyman. But we'll see what happens with that, with the Hall of Shame next year. And that's pretty much it. I don't know who would be in the women. Really, I hope Miss Elizabeth gets in next year as for the women tag team. They're not gonna do it, but I would put Demolition, or maybe the Midnight Express, the original Midnight Express. Sweet Stan Lane and Mr. Bobby. God, I can't think of his goddamn name. Bobby, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of his name. Not Bobby Roode, but Bobby not Bobby, I can't think of his goddamn name. Fuck. Watch me, I'm gonna be dumb here. I'm gonna look this fucking shit up. If I can. Bobby Connors. No. I know, we know who it is. It's, Jim Cornette and Sweet Stan Lane and Bobby something. I'm gonna probably get crucified for not knowing that. But anyway, I would have them and maybe Dennis Connors. The original, not the second version of the Midnight Express. Sweet Stan Lane and Dennis Connors be in the Hall of Fame. Then you put Bobby, whatever his last name is. I can't think of his goddamn name, and I don't have my other phone next to me. This is killing me. I think we all know what we're talking about here. Alright, now maybe I can get it. Probably, I think it's Bobby... Bobby, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's gonna come to me. I'm trying to think of it before I end the show. I think it's Bobby, I think it's Bobby, give it right tonight. On the tip of my tongue, too. Actually, Randy Rose was in the very first edition of the Midnight Express. Then the second version was with Dennis Condrey. The third version, Bobby Eaton. There it is, Bobby Eaton. How can I forget his name? Sorry. But it is what it is. Yeah. So I would have all the members of the Midnight Express in the Hall of Fame with Jim Cornette, because Jim Cornette was the leader of all three factions, basically all three versions of the Midnight Express. which debuted in 1980, by the way. And also, they were in 1981. They were joined by Norvell Austin, whoever that is. The Midnight Express I know is the second version of the group Sweet Stan Lane and Dennis Condrey. Then when Bobby Eaton came around, the legend that he is, Midnight Express was like kicking some ass. Freaking wars with the Rock and Roll Express, wars with the Legion of Doom, wars with the Skyscrapers. Dan Spivey and a certain guy named Sid Vicious. Wars with the Steiner brothers. I think they had a feud with Doom. Butch, the natural Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. Damn. And Bobby Eaton by himself was a freaking great singles wrestler. Same thing with Stan Lane. Former champions, I believe, too. I know Bobby Eaton won a couple of singles titles in his great career. Sadly, he is now passed away. He sucks. So that's that. But we'll talk about the Hall of Fame as we get into 2024, when we find out the first inductee. And then, hopefully, after the first one should be a good one, hopefully. Whether it be Bray Wyatt, whether it be maybe Terry Funk, who knows? But we got all that. Anyway, so we'll talk about that probably in February. And that's it. But anyway, once again, 7 out of 10 stars for Smackdown, and that's pretty much it. So I will talk about Ring of Honor tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow night, once again, on the channel, so you got 2 videos coming on YouTube for Saturday. Start your weekend, first unofficial weekend of December. Later on Saturday night, your your Rampage and Collision review right here on the channel. So hit that bell, leave comments, and all that good shit. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your fucking cookoot! And if you're not down with that, well, you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means. And if you're still not down with that, not only are you SOL, but me and a whole bunch of other people that are way better than you, and you know it, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! And that's it. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you guys again next time.